I will be talking about the assessing glaucoma progression. It can be done either functional and structural. I will be talking about the functional aspect, visual fields. The first step is to detect progression early and reliably. That is the most important thing. And methods develop pick up progression, glaucoma change probability, the guided progression analysis GPA, the GPA event analysis, the GPA trend analysis based on visual field index and mean deviation index. Still, no gold standard method has been developed. The most important thing is nothing to replace clinical examination and disc evaluation. A hemorrhage in the disc evaluation, a sign of progression. An uncontrolled IOP is a sign, the clinical clue for progression. And never see visual fields in isolation. It should always be correlated with the disc. And before that, you must master the single pin analysis printout as Dr. Krishnan Das excellently narrated. The key factor in assessing glaucoma progression is the baseline visual field. That is the most important thing. What point pattern the patient requires, 30-2 or 24-2 alone, or it should be combined with the 10-2. Unless otherwise, you feed the information to the field analyzer, it can never make the software like GPA into analysis. And most important thing is the visual field index is not present in 10-2. So the fields, the progression occurring within 10-2 GPA cannot make the assessment. So the most after making the baseline visual field and the follow-up fields, if there is increase in mean deviation index in the follow-up field and or decrease in the visual field index, it is a sign of progression. The final sign of progression can be the deepening of the existing defect or enlargement of the existing defect or finding a new defect. So if there is increase in mean deviation or a decrease in visual field, that is a sign of progression. And if it is associated with no change in PSD, it's usually due to cataract. And if this is associated with change in PSD, that means a localized field defect in progression. And always you have to keep in mind the reliability factors, the fixation losses, false positives, false negatives, and the calibration of the bulb and the pupillary size into consideration before assessing the change in mean deviation or visual field index. The most important factor is we talk a lot about the bare area around the 3 degrees bare area in this center, but in 24-2 or 30-2 within 10 degrees circle there are only 16 points and there is a huge bare area, and if any scotoma starts at this point, it is likely to be missed and it will be picked up in 10-2 because these bare area is filled with the points, but the distance between point to point is 2 degrees. So the most important thing is you have to see the retinal sensitivity of all these 16 points of 24-2 and then assess whether this patient requires 10-2 also. So usually what we usually see is if 24-2 is showing advanced this thing, we ask for 10-2 to know the residual field defect. I will be showing some of the cases. You see, almost this is a patient with a definite nerve fibrillary defect, and you are seeing a nasal step and you are seeing a black dot in the 9-degree circle and with a mean deviation of -4. And see, I told you how important it is for the clinical examination. Not only detecting the nerve fibrillary defect, you also concentrate the direction of progression of the nerve fibrillary defect, and it is almost going to the fovea. That is an indication to go for 10-2, and even if the mean deviation of -4 and the 10-2 is showing localized scotoma here. I will show you a number of cases. This is another case. This black dot is representing this localized scotoma. because this is the points of 24-2. This is the 3-degree point, this is the 9-degree point, and this scotoma started between the points, and that is why we didn't appreciate the scotoma in 24-2. See, this patient with a mean deviation of -3, and the visual field index is 86%. And if you ask for the 10-2, you see this scotoma, nerve fibrillary defect almost going to the fovea. And the mean deviation in 10-2 is -10. So, and the visual field index is not given in 10-2. So, that is the most important point. The glaucoma GPA, we can't assess GPA in 10-2. And this is another patient. You see the nerve fibrillary defect is almost going to the fovea, and the mean deviation is only -3. And if you see the mean deviation of 10-2, and this progression in between the points not picked in 24-2, and the mean deviation is -6. This patient is another patient, you see, with the mean deviation of -7, and if you ask for 10-2, there is a huge scotoma is traveling in between the points and was not picked up in 24-2. So the most important point is, what is the clue to ask for 10-2 in 24-2? The most important thing is examination, the nerve fibrillary defect, and also see the retinal sensitivity of all these 16 points within 10 degrees. So the most important part in glaucoma is the location of the field defect, whether it is occurring within 10 degrees or outside 10 degrees, or it is occurring simultaneously within 10 degrees and outside 10 degrees. And you should know the effect of the reliability factors. When the reliability factors are 0, 0, 0, this is -7. When they are not within normal limits, you see the impact of the reliability factors on mean deviation. And another important thing here, in this case, the fixation losses and false positives are 0, 0, and the fixation, the false negatives in the first case is 16%, and the second is 27%. Normally when this is 27, the mean deviation should be high. But here, the mean deviation is less than the mean deviation of when it is 16. And if you see the reason, normally an inferior sign should appear in front of a 0. That means this point is not responding to the maximum light intensity. And if the light intensity is not 10,000 ASB units, an inferior sign appears in front of a numerical value. That itself indicates the indication for recalibration. So another most important thing is change in mean deviation. The change in mean deviation in localized scotoma and change in mean deviation in generalized depression. Here it is a localized scotoma, and it is the loss is around 30, but when it is expressed in mean, it is 6. So in progression, a change in mean deviation in a localized scotoma, even it is 2 dB, it is huge. When it is generalized depression, it corresponds. In this case, the mean deviation changed to -7 to -12, but here the retinal sensitivity is good, almost became absolute. And in advanced cases, don't only stick to the 24-2, because hardly there are few retinal sensitive points having sensitivity. When there is change occurs in these points, and this is distributed to all the points and expressed as mean and looks like simple, stable. This is the overview printout. Only all the components are present except the total deviation numerical plot and pattern deviation numerical plot. I will be showing some of the cases of follow-up. This is the patient followed from 2006 to 2016. Looking at 2006 with a mean deviation -2.45 and -3.83, looking stable. The left eye, 2006 photograph and 2016 photograph, looking simple, stable. But here the patient in 2016, first time compliant. I am finding some difficulty in the near vision. When I asked for, when you observe is -5 became -11, asked for 10-2, the huge scotoma in 10-2 traveling between the points 3 and 9, which is not picked up. So another localized scotoma appeared. This patient seen in 2003, and somehow I could not induce confidence. He didn't believe me, and even though I started the treatment, he never continued. And after 16 years, after 13 years, he came with a branch vein occlusion. If you see the 2003 picture, actually the glaucoma started within 10 degrees on the 9-degree point and did not progress towards fixation. It progressed away. If you see this field, nobody can say that this field started within 10 degrees. This patient, I diagnosed 2005, but not properly educated most likely, and he left from a distant place. I could not see him, but I saw after 16 with advanced glaucoma of the right eye, because she put only drops on one eye, the other eye she didn't put. So diagnosing early is not only enough. We have to educate the patient properly. So the vertical progression. This patient followed up 14 years. This is the field defect. First 3 years, this became -7 to -12. It is a vertical progression. That is why you don't appreciate. Once a black square appears, the deepening of the retinal sensitivity won't change the black square, but you can see the change in the grayscale. And almost they became, because even though when the patient is coming to the OP, the tensions are normal, but this patient has been taking 2 liters of water. And that is the cause for afterwards when I stopped drinking, the fields were stable for nearly up to today. This patient also followed, but 24-2 was only taken. The stable for the 14 mean deviation, and here 10-2. I didn't take the first visit 10-2, and we can't assess the progression in 10-2. This patient first I saw in 2011, followed up to 2017. See the mean deviation of 24-2, the almost stable, but in 10-2 it is progressed from -8 to -12. Whatever that, I found one most important thing. When the glaucoma starting within 10 degrees, the treatment should be aggressive. Here it is stable. Here it is progressing. See, almost this is the left eye. There is no almost stable, but here this scotoma is not there. Appeared, it is progressing. So the IOP lowering, which can stop the progression in 24-2, is not able to stop the progression in 10-2. So it is a take-home message. Whenever a scotoma starts within 10 degrees, the treatment should be aggressive, and it should be almost two-drug regime, even whatever the pressures it may be. This patient followed from 2005 to 2017, and here the cataract was operated, trap, and see the field, the change. Almost this is a stable. This patient, if you see this patient, only 1 year follow-up, they are stable, the right eye is stable, mean deviation and the 10-2 and 24-2, but in a short time, it is progressed in no time, -4 to -8. So the most important thing is feeding the information. Then only the computer, the field analyzer, whether it's GPA, whether you have to feed 10-2, 24-2, then only we can get the GPA analysis, whether it is a base trend analysis or event analysis. Event analysis, after 2 baseline fields, the third line field will give you, and for trend analysis, we require 5-6 tests follow-up. This lecture is dedicated to Dr. Professor Venkat Swam Garu. Thank you for giving the opportunity.